what would stop you from going vegan?
I guess feeling like I'm not getting the proper nutrition from like the meats from certain animals.
Okay. So if you were able, if I gave you some resources and you were able to learn that you can get the proper nutrition from just eating plants, would you go vegan?
Yes, I definitely would, because if I can get nutritious vitamins and whatnot from other sources, and it would save the life of animals, then I definitely would do it.
All right, man. Thank you for coming to talk.
Of course.
Want to start by introducing yourself?
I'm Jack.
Jack. Brandon. Nice talking
Nice
to
to meet you.
So, to start, I just want to ask, do you know what veganism is?
To an extent, yes.
Good. Could you mind sharing a little bit?
If I'm not wrong, being a vegan or veganism is not eating meat.
Kind of, but there's a lot more to it. So I'm glad we shared that.
Yeah, definitely.
I want you to take whatever you think veganism is and just throw it out.
Okay.
Just totally forget it, right? Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Oh, of course.
All right. And I want to just establish what your values are,
Yeah.
okay? So just forget about veganism, forget about animals, forget about anything, right? I'm going to ask about you and people, okay? Other humans. So to start, would you say that you are against discrimination?
I'm definitely against it.
Okay. And just so everyone knows, when I say discrimination, I mean treating somebody else different based on physical traits, based on mental traits, whatever, anything other than their actual actions or character.
I'm definitely against that, yes.
Okay. What if discriminating against somebody let you live longer or benefited you in some way?
No, because you have to think about how other people feel.
Okay. That's the first question. Next question, would you say that you're against exploitation? And by exploitation, I mean using somebody or other people as resources strictly for your own benefit.
No, I'm definitely against it. Although it may be beneficial for me, I'm technically using someone for my own benefits, so that's not good.
Okay. Even if it really benefited you, for example.
No, I'd still be against it because you don't want to use people for their own good.
Okay, great. Next question. Would you say that you are against, what's the next one I was going to use? Okay. Would you say that you are against abuse?
I'm definitely against it, especially with children.
Okay, especially with children. And why with children, if you don't mind me asking?
Because if children develop trauma at a young age, it can affect their whole life.
So you would say, especially with children, is it fair for me to say that, or assume that you mean that they're vulnerable, right?
Yes.
They're a more vulnerable population. Okay. And by abuse, I mean physical abuse, verbal abuse, sexual abuse, all the abuses. And even if, again, same question, even if it benefited you, you'd still be against it.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Last question here. How about premeditated killing?
Can you elaborate a little bit?
Yeah, like murder, like intentional killing, like you think about it beforehand, you choose to do it intentionally.
No, I'm totally against that, but I think that also has to go with abuse, because if you develop mental issues from abuse at a young age, it can develop into what you just said.
Sure, like psychopathy or something. And would you say that killing is kind of a form of abuse, like ending somebody's life?
Yes, I think it is a form of abuse.
Okay, great. I appreciate your answering this question. Now, I'm going to ask you this. You said, yes, you are against all of those actions, right?
Yes, correct.
Why are you against those actions?
Because I want to be a righteous man and do what's right.
Right. But what about humans, right? What about us? What essentially those actions are suggesting, right, is that we should care about how our actions impact other people,
Yes,
right? Humans deserve moral consideration, right, to be considered morally. Why? What about humans specifically? Why does it matter what happens to you, what happens to me?
Because everyone's life holds a lot of value, so you got to cherish that.
But why do they hold value? For example, if you went up to a table and you elbowed the table, right? Would you say that matters?
No, because I guess it's not living and we're living.
Right, but let's say you take a carrot, right? And you step on a carrot, right? Would you say that should be considered morally?
Not as much as humans now.
And why? So the carrot can't do what that humans do.
Yeah, because humans have a lot more capabilities. We live lives, we can have kids, and carrots are kind of just a thing we consume.
Okay, I'll just get you there. I think what I was going towards, or I was trying to lead you towards, is that we can feel, right? So like, for example, if I go to a carrot and I say, start insulting it, punching it, right? It has no capacity to feel that what I'm inflicting to it, right? But we do, right? That's why I care about what you do to me, and that's why I care about what I do to others, because I understand that, right? And what veganism is suggesting, or what veganism is advocating for, is humans and other animals, we share that trait in common, right? Despite all of our differences, despite our mental abilities, our physical differences, we have that similarity to where we all can feel. Yeah. We're sentient. The term is sentience, right? So if you said you're against all those actions because, it would harm humans, humans can feel that harm, and animals can feel that harm, then why wouldn't we extend those same rights, those same values to other animals?
I think people should definitely consider it, and we also need to look at life in a different way because, as he just explained, animals can feel pain just as humans, but I think people don't think of that because they're just selfish.
Okay, well said. So I guess from here, this is the point in the conversation. I'm going to define veganism just so you have it. Yep. So veganism is against the exploitation of animals. We reject, and animals, including humans, it's all animals, all sentient animals. So that means we don't want to use them, abuse them, or kill them for food, clothing, entertainment, or anything else, right? So it goes hand in hand with those values. So that you said you're against. So, what would stop you from going vegan?
I guess feeling like I'm not getting the proper nutrition from the meats from certain animals.
Okay. So if you were able, if I gave you some resources and you were able to learn that you can get the proper nutrition from just eating plants, would you go vegan?
Yes, I definitely would, because if I can get nutritious vitamins and whatnot from other sources, and it would save the life of animals, then I definitely would do it.
Fantastic. I'm going to give you some resources. I have a website. I got a ton of other YouTube channels that you can follow. But do you have any other questions? Anything else? Any other feedback?
No, but I've learned a lot from this conversation. I'm definitely going to spread the word of veganism.
Awesome. That makes sense to you, right? They're awesome, man. I appreciate it.